with the black pieces against Shahryar Mamedyarov. Krishuk against Safarli, Nepomniachtchi against Rakhmanov. Then we have a lot of Russians, right? So Nepomniachtchi, yeah, and the signal being given by the chief arbiters. So
we can see the players started the clocks and the first moves are on the board.
Yeah, the round is started, and of course we will follow closely the game of a current leader, Magnus Carlsen, against Wan Hao. Me personally, I'm curious what will be the first move for Magnus this time. It was 1e4, and very quickly, very quickly, the Ruy Lopez and the Berlin variation of Ruy Lopez. I think Wan Hao already did it a couple of times. And the same line with Rook e1 played by Magnus Carlsen. So once again, our digital board is not in time to catch up with the the speed. Yeah, with the speed players are playing.
Yeah.
It was 95. Rook takes e5, I guess. Bishop to e7. Bishop of 1. Castle d4. This line has already been played against Wan Hao, I think. Don't remember. I mean, one of the games yesterday was d4. Oh no, it was Wan Hao with white. It was Wan Hao Fedoseev. So Wan Hao has played this game himself.
The pawn, white pawn on d5.
Yeah, d5, c3. Yeah, I think exactly in this position after Rook e1. I know black has played knight f5 in that game, and here Wan Hao himself goes Rook e1. Magnus plays Bishop f4. Rook takes, Queen takes. All played very quickly, and knight is supposed to go to e8. Yeah, knight e8. Bishop to d3. The pawn on d4 looks like it's a, it's a free pawn. It's not. I mean, Bishop d4, it's Queen e4 with Queen h7 to follow, or just Bishop h7. All right, d5, and Magnus seems to be, well, happy with what he is doing. d5, he plays Bishop e5 quickly. Once again, getting one of those positions when he already shown us many times. It looks almost equal.
Yeah,
but it looked so in the previous game and in many other games. Yes, I mean, why not to play equal position if you are sure, if you say ready to say to prove that you are a better player, right? That's
it was really strange. Like it was nothing, but after he played a3, then everybody understood it was losing position.
Yeah. I had once again. I have managed to catch Vladimir Fedoseev just to ask a couple of questions, and he is thinking that it was draw like till the very end, and with his King e4 move, at some point he went King e4 instead of more natural King e3.
Yeah, then he lost a tempo. He
lost a very important tempo, and that was crucial.
Yeah.
So Bishop e5 seems to be the first surprise for Wan Hao. At least that's the first moment in the game where he started to spend some time. We'll see how it goes. We can also check the other games. For instance, on the second board, that's a very interesting line of Catalan played by Fedoseev against Buxianji. And apparently it's Yu Yang-yi. Yeah, that's I'm confusing. Buxianji is also in the leading group. He's playing on board 5
with Mamedyarov.
Right, Dingley Ren versus Peter Swidler. It's yet another Magnus plays Queen to c1, and he's done all that very quickly, which kind of gives you an idea that he has everything prepared.
I don't really understand maybe he wants to jump the queen to h6 sometimes. I
mean, first of all, he doesn't want to trade queens, yes, because otherwise it would be too simple. So this is possible. Knight goes somewhere with Queen h6 ideas. It's possible that he simply wants to play c3, Queen c2. Because with this pawn being on g6, black still has some difficulties with this bishop. With pawn on g7, the usual route would be bishop g4, h5, and then g6.
Trade the bishops.
Yeah, trade it on g6. That's one of those important diagonals. So now, the trick is that after bishop g4, I guess black wants to play bishop e2. I mean, it is sort of a positional threat. You go h3, for instance, black goes bishop e2, just swaps the bishops, and he is even slightly more active. f3 is not the move you are happy with, right? Well, you might actually go f3. Yeah, I'm thinking it's a bit tricky. f3, I mean, I don't like the fact that black gives this check, but I thought if it's possible to go to f1 and then knight b3, then it might be, you know, one of those tiny bit more pleasant endgames which Magnus is such a specialist in. The problem, however, is that with king on f1, black might consider taking, because this looks bad for white. And with king on h1, the whole endgame is not that pleasant anymore, because the king is far away from the center. So being in Magnus's position, I would really try not to allow bishop e2, well, not to allow the swap of the bishops, and maybe c3, and after bishop e2, just to go bishop c2, just to keep a little bit of tension in this position, because otherwise it's just too simplified. So that's the first time Magnus is thinking in this game, and already for a couple of minutes, I'm sure. Well, just checking if there are any interesting things in those. Well, Mamediyarov again books on G. It's a very long theoretical line which I think ends in a draw. If, let's say, if both sides know, might be a quick draw here. All the rest, I don't really know. Peter Swidler is a pawn up, for which, of course, his opponent has a very good compensation. So Dingley, Ren and Swidler. Well, Dingley Ren is really a dangerous opponent to anyone. I mean, he's never been considered as the rapid specialist. But on the other hand,
this is the first time he appeared on the top 5 boards.
Yeah, that's his first time on top boards. But no, I'm just thinking he's quite young still, and it's been like only a couple of years when he became, let's say, such a strong player. So he's winning the major events. He's dangerous to anyone, literally. And maybe in rapid he didn't have. I mean, so far he didn't participate in such as. Yeah, he's checking the other boards. Actually, he's checking the other boards.
He's checking us.
Right. I'm thinking. I mean, is there a chance that he will win even this one? I don't really believe. Wanhao doesn't believe as well. I mean, he looks. Looks like he can't really see what the problem is. He's looking at the position and it looks like, okay, this way I'm fine, the other way I'm fine. I don't really understand what is going on here. King f8 at least gives White the possibility to keep the rooks if he wants. So Magnus plays f2, f3, driving the bishop away. Now I'm wondering if he will. That's something that I would certainly consider, if bishop goes to b7, just to keep the rook. I mean, if I'm in a situation that I have to play for a win. Because
e-file is controlled by the king, so it cannot come to e-file.
Bishop c8. On the other hand, we are used to this thought that Magnus has to play every single game for a win. And this might be one of those games where he wouldn't mind a draw.
Because he's with white and he just goes for draw and he's waiting for the black pieces.
Yeah, I mean he's in a very
he's very lucky to have double blacks.
Yeah, I still believe if you ask him which color would you prefer to play, he will still pick white. It's that it happened that way. Knight h5, g3, knight to g7. Prepared to swap even more pieces. C3. Now the bishops will not be exchanged. That's I'm sure. The bishops will not be exchanged. Bishop f5, bishop e2. Yeah, you at least want to keep some, I'd say, some factors which are better for you. and with
G5 and F1.
black pawn being on d5, at least what white has is